Doing some next level combos, man. You can't do that normally. Alrighty. Yo, what is up, knights? Aegis Rick here, back with some more DFO on my Paladin. Now guys, this is going to be like an interesting video because this is a video I can only make with the Paladin as she exists right now. Okay, I've been having a lot of fun with Paladin, and she's kind of like just hit max level, and I'm currently in the process of trying to gear her as if she were my main. And in fact, some people are asking me, okay, Dragon Knight or Paladin? Absolutely Paladin. And we got a Merry Christmas gift right here. It's actually Christmas Eve as I'm making this video. My Elven Knight right now is currently like 12 out of 12. I don't have much else I really want to get on her, so I really need another character to focus all my attention to. So this is not really a guide video. I'm going to be making one specifically about this subject, about endgame gearing and all of that. But as a kind of quick crash course on what I do on characters who are max level and I want to start doing all this kinds of stuff for them, this is what I do for brand new characters. Now you can see I did transfer an epic to this character already. This is not something I suggest. It's just something I've been waiting for this character a long time, had this weapon, decided to give it to her. Most of the time you're going to have a liberation weapon, which is what my replacement would have been, and this is some kind of preparation work before I actually make the character. Okay, I'd have made the liberation on another character, transferred it to this character. Same thing with the avatar and rare avatars and titles. Okay, you can do that prior to the character even being released. All is that before. Okay, but what do you do after? Okay, so here are the kinds of things that I'm doing right now as I switch back to my main weapon. First things first is your new character is not going to have any kind of unlocks here in this dungeon right here, which is the I guess Dark Elf Ruins. This is something that you have to unlock periodically, so every day once you unlock Dark Elf Ruins at level 40, just go into here and start doing it. I'm gonna go into this one, not really a big deal which one I do, but I want to try to get 3 stars on this one ASAP, because what it allows me to do is purchase these dimensional fragments or whatever. You can start purchasing at level 3. You can actually get 20 a day instead of 10 a day. So you want to pick one of these levels, preferably all 3 of them, and start getting these to at least level 3 so you can start abusing them. So I just missed my big hit right there. No biggie. Okay. So I'm going to pick this one, I guess, Temple Entrance, and hopefully we'll try to get this to level 3. This is what I'm trying to get right now, is the lump of dimensional fragments right now, so I can start using them and slowly build my way towards some more dimensional fragments. Because what I'm trying to do is get a swap set. Now, this goes in conjunction with another daily that we'll be doing today on this character. This will be kind of a long video because it's all of the dailies I can think of to do on this character, but this is the first one, okay? Dark Elf Ruins. Obviously, because of that reason. The thing is, this content's gonna get removed eventually once Origin update hits, so it's something that you know, abuse it now while you have it, while it's really easy to get specific Chronicles, and you got to know which ones that you're getting, because this kind of plays into the part, like I said, when you're farming Chronicle sets in OV. Alicia here sells you directly Chronicle pieces, and she can sell you the necklace, ring, shoulder, and belt. So those 4 pieces are guaranteed to be purchased with the dimensional fragments. Everything else you're gonna have to farm in OV and either purchase it from somebody else who has the interdimensional fragments as their cost. So just let you know, those are the 4 pieces we're shooting for. Of course, I get my weekly here for Dark Elf Ruins since it is Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. Gotta do that on all my characters. Now, another daily I am not doing because I already have an epic, but I would suggest it, is go over here into Tower of Despair and start farming it immediately. Immediately when you have access to it. I would say level 70 or however level you can actually start doing it consistently. Start doing it, because you want to get up to 100 floors. In fact, if I were taking this character very seriously, I'd have racked up a whole bunch of Simona's letters, so I'd get to the top in 50 days because I'd be able to go twice a day. I don't need to, obviously, because I already have a 90 epic and the max you can get is a 85, but if you don't have an epic weapon, that's where you get one guaranteed. So start climbing the TOD and use the Simona's letter recommendation. Because I already have one, I'm going to go ahead and skip that daily. The rest of the dailies content, guys, is going to reside here in the Saint Horn. Actually, not all of them, but some of them. I'm going to go ahead and, since we were doing Chronicle farming, let's go ahead and do that. Now, what is the Chronicle farming I'm even doing? Because it's not even a strong set or anything. What I'm trying to do is purchase this character's swap set, okay? The swap set is not optional. It's absolutely mandatory. You've got to do it. And most characters have some kind of partake in OV. I would say actually all characters partake in OV in some way when talking about the swap set. Okay, it's a generally a 6-piece set, especially with all the newer classes. Some of the older ones just use tainted pieces, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to farm OV to get something so that you can increase your swap skill. In this case, it is the Faithful buff, I think it's called, and we're trying to buff it up as high as we can. Picking up any kind of set piece in OV is going to be helpful, because even if it's not the one that you're looking for, I'm looking for, I think, Godsend or Godspeed or something like that. I only have one piece right now, and I've done this for a couple days, but good spell, excuse me. Once you get the good spell 6-piece set, you can go ahead and stop. But yeah, we're trying to get the good spell pieces, and even if you don't get one as a drop, if you get another set piece, which we're probably not going to be using, honestly. Some people might use their Chronicle sets for damage or some memes or something like that. I'm not going to be doing that. It's kind of a waste, especially if you're doing Ancients. Generally, that's going to be your damage set, whereas you're only doing Chronicles for the sake of the swap set. So just kind of one-shotting that guy now. It would be nice also, it's kind of not necessary because, you know, you're a brand new character, but if you have a profession, it's something that I would recommend is to get your profession disassembler up. I'm currently the enchanter profession, so it's very easy to get that one high level. Get that high level quickly, because what you can do is when you're farming OV, if you're doing it for a long period of time, you can actually use the disassembler on all of the tainted stuff that you get, and you can get a lot of good useful materials that you're probably going to need at some point later, gold cube fragments and stuff like that. So if you don't have that, you can get nihilistic demon stones for disassembling at a normal disassembler, but it's just something that I would do. I also suggest that it's kind of like not necessary, you can do it as high as you want, but try to do the kind of highest difficulty that you need, in this case level 3, to get set pieces, and I wouldn't go any further than that. The idea is to have dailies that are easy to do, so obviously if you're doing shit, alright, well, he's dead. If you're doing stuff that is like higher difficulty for no reason, you're just gonna make doing the dailies just that much harder. I'm talking this dungeon, you know, it doesn't make much sense to do it past level 3 since you're just trying to get through it quickly. You got a lot of other dungeons to do, so you know, I'm gonna do the 5 dungeons here. I'm gonna forget about it after today because we've got to be consistent. One thing that you can easily do is just start getting burnt out because you're trying to do stuff harder than it needs to be. You know, just take it easy, do the dungeons quickly and all that, and you'll be fine. At least that's the way I approach it. If you have no fatigue in that sense, then go ahead and do it as high as you want, but just what I suggest. And like I said, the epic is definitely helping out, and it does also help out. Some of the event characters get access to like a free ancient piece, so ancient legendary set. So I mean, if your character is an event character, this one is not, but if she is, she can get boosted very quickly towards content, kind of endgame gear like the legendary set. So as for me, I have a 3-piece legendary already, and it's only been a couple days this character's been released. That's because I pre-farmed it from other events, transferred to this character. Anytime we get materials, I transfer it to this character. So I've boosted her severely in this respect, and it might be something you want to think about doing. I don't recommend it because it doesn't take that long to farm up a whole set, swap set and legendary set. It's just, you know, I was impatient, I guess. But we are making short work of this dungeon, guys. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my legendary just to show the difference in damage, because it might actually play a role. You won't be killing these guys as easily, maybe, who knows. This is a +10 liberation, the weapon I was intending to give this character before I decided to just freaking go for it. So, but like I said, this is the easiest Chronicle dungeon that we can do and still get set pieces dropping, so it's worth it to kind of show that off. Use your First Awakening a lot. Find that that's pretty much your strongest stuff. It's really nice. I'm getting a lot of set pieces, just not the ones that I want, which is fine. Like I said, you can get a lot of interdimensional fragments. I'm talking, I think I've gotten like 5 set pieces today, and that's fine because when I disassemble it, that's like 100 interdimensional fragments, of which I can use to buy the pieces that I actually want. So that was your Chronicle farming, and we do have, the reason why I'm so powerful right now, guys, we have a a snow buff right now, which is giving me all kinds of benefits if you're thinking I'm like really OP or something. I forgot about this event. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm pretty crazy. I'm pretty crazy strong. Giving like all skill levels +2, 200 all stat, bunch of speed, and bunch of move speed. Dude, this is going to be lasting for the next couple days, so capitalize on that, guys, because I'm making it seem like Paladin is the most broken class in the universe. Well, just now I have the the fucking buff bed. I didn't realize it myself. But anyway, guys, we're going to be doing some Ancients next. Now, Ancients are another daily, probably the most important daily you have to do. Do not forget to do this. But on this character, you got to have some Endless Eternities, and we're going to be doing a couple of Ancients. Okay, we're going to do 3 different ones. For 3 different reasons. Now, I'll interject right now and say that if you didn't want to transfer a liberation to your character, what you can do is actually farm your liberation on the character, which is probably the most efficient thing you're going to do since you're going to be doing a lot of Ancients anyways. Start out with getting the Requiem, and then slowly but surely when you keep doing Ancients, you'll get yourself a full liberation. The only problem with that is oftentimes you'll finish your armor set before you'll actually get your liberation, which means you'll have to overfarm a little bit, possibly. Depends on what items you have on your event. So that's kind of why I transferred it, because I knew I'd finish my sets really fast. Now I'm doing King's Ruin. King's Ruin, really I'm only going to be doing this for 1 ancient piece, but it is very abusive ancient piece. It is the bracelet gives attack smash mod, a 10% mod. I'm actually wearing it right now for the rental version. There, I'll just show you. Attack smash mod and a 5% crit smash mod, which is not too shabby, considering that sometimes, especially early on with your gear and you don't have any epics, it's going to be hard to try to get any mods like that. So it's very great. None of my gear right now actually has any mods, and even when I get my Gracia set, which is my damage set, I'm still not going to have any attack or crit mod. So this is like 15% damage increase solely because I don't have any mods otherwise. So this is, the bracelet is one of the, it's been a staple item for that kind of mod if you don't have it. A lot of epics, when you start actually farming epics, will actually have the mod, but either crit or smash, crit smash or attack smash mod, in which case that item kind of gets irrelevant. But until then, it's nice to have it, right? It's very nice to have it. Making short work of everything with this buff though. I'm loving it. So yeah, the whole purpose of doing the Ancient King's Ruin is just for that bracelet. In fact, I'm not even gonna get the 3-set piece because it's not that great, and you can get better necklace and ring with another daily we'll be doing. So I'm trying to get the bracelet. That's going to be a guaranteed 15% damage, at least with my current gear setup. I'm going to jump into City of Norfair for the Gracia set. And again, like I said with the Ancient Dungeons, you want to go into the minimum level that you can and still get drops. So the idea is, you know, you want to try to keep this easy. If you can go a little bit higher than level 1, then I guess go for it. But you only need to go to level 1 to get any kind of drops like that. So recommended, just do whatever, do the minimum. It's not, you're not getting any brownie points or doing anything higher than that. So I've heard you can get higher drop chance. I think that's kind of unfounded. For a fact, you can get a lion faster if you do higher difficulties. So if you're trying to farm for a lion, that would be maybe a less efficient thing than a daily. But what you can do with all the ancients that you're farming, I'm farming 6 different ancients today, and so my lion's going to be building up slightly every ancient dungeon. So in fact, I can come back here and finish the lion off, in which case it would be a smarter idea to do a higher difficulty so I can get the lion faster and be more efficient with my DI. But or sorry, not DI, Endless Eternities. But remember, my philosophy is it's better to be more efficient with your time than materials. I mean, you can get Endless Eternity easy as shit if you wanted to, but doing these dungeons at a harder difficulty might take you several, minutes or something. It's not that hard, especially with the buff going on right now. It's kind of like unfortunate I'm doing this video right now with this buff going on, because it's, oh my god, oh, he still hit him, the lingering damage, yo. Moving on though, guys, we're gonna go on to our 3rd ancient dungeon. So that's for our Gracia set. I'm gonna be just kind of showcasing what it is. So I'm getting the bracelet and ancient, King's Relic. I'm gonna get 5-piece armor set Gracia, and I already have the sub-equipped Gracia, so that's 6-piece Gracia. Now I'm gonna get one more piece, and that is the Ghost Train piece, which is gonna be my swap bottoms. Every single class in the game will benefit off of Ghost Train bottoms if you have a which you will eventually. If you don't, like Battle Mage for instance right now doesn't have a swap skill, but you will. And they will all benefit off of this legendary piece. Sea God Pants are a very unique legendary, which gives you +1 to all skills up to I think 45. So very useful piece, but generally you're just going to be using it for swap. So yeah, I should have hit with my 1A. Yeah, he's dead. He's super dead. We've done all the ancient dungeons, guys, and that's the minimum. You can see my line is about 50%, so maybe I come back here and actually finish that line off, which is not a bad idea. It's very efficient to do that since you're already halfway there anyway. Don't forget, the only reason we're doing 2 clearance of all these dungeons is this ancient quest. So don't forget to pick them up. Trust me, I've made that mistake several times. But yeah, so we're slowly building towards those 3 different sets. So I'm getting the bracelet for Ancient Kingdom set, but I want to get the necklace and the ring, and to do that we're going to be farming some Pandemonium. We need to get some, well, you saw I had a few already, Purification Stones though. And the daily for that, I guess I'll just go to her, but you can either pick it up here, which will give you 90 Purification Stones, or you can just go straight to her in Central Park, she's standing right here. So don't forget to pick up the quest from Pi. For Metro Center, what we got to do is basically clear every dungeon here in Metro Center. You can do it at any difficulty, so I like doing it on like Expert. But just for the sake of making the video interesting, I'm actually going to be coinciding that with some Hell Mode farming, just because why not, you know? So while we're at it, we're just going to do a little bit of Hell Mode farming, and it's not too shabby when we got a really good event right now to give us a lot of speed, which will obviously speed this up a little bit. Even without this buff though, I actually felt like I was pretty strong, so I was able to do exactly what I'm doing now. Minus the speed, man. The speed is really nice. I wish I had the speed permanently, honestly. Kind of tell I have my skill rotation kind of built up already. So hopefully we can try to get a best in slot. I did pick up a, what was it? Meadowline Shoulder. It's about the best epic I've gotten so far. Yeah, it's very unfair to show this character off with this buff on, actually. It's kind of like disingenuous. Boosh. Alright. I love that skill. I love that skill because it pops them up when you jump in the air. It also pops them up, so that's pretty cool. That guy didn't die. Holy shit. I need more skills, man. Okay. Oh shit, I went to normal. You know what? I'm just gonna go into normal this time. It's a mistake because I'm doing Hell Mode, but whatever. You definitely don't want to back out. I've already spent the DI, so it's also pretty inefficient for me not to redeem that EXP, since you can use it to boost your other characters, which I have been doing. My Dragon Knight has been getting kind of boosted from the extra farming I'm doing on this character. Not to mention, you can tell I've been extra farming because of the how much my expertise level is. I'm already expert level 5. This character is like very quickly catching up to my Elven Knight, surprisingly. Yeah, she's gonna be really easy. She's on normal difficulty. Don't be too impressed. Alright, this guy has a ton of HP. What the fuck? Doing some next level combos, man. You can't do that normally. You don't have the speed to chain your skills that fluidly. So maybe we gotta start working towards getting more speed, guys. Now, one other daily you could do after all of this is maybe do Pandemonium Rift. I really don't think I'm strong enough, honestly. Remember, I'm only partially in a legendary set right now. I do have a 3-piece legendary. I might be able to do it with this nice event going on right now, but I wouldn't recommend it. I only have a 3-piece legendary, like I said. I'll need, you know, to actually finish the dailies I'm doing here before I want to start doing that kind of content. This is kind of content that you do before you actually start raiding, unless you get carried by your guildies or something, guys. But if you actually want to be a useful member, you're going to need to do these dailies, guys. I mean, I know this may have gotten boring after a little while, but I just wanted to show you guys what it kind of takes to boost a character quickly. It's not like it's I'm sure you guys, a lot of you guys already know about all these dailies, and it's just maybe you have a different course of action. Maybe you just only do a couple. Maybe you only farm ancients. Maybe you only do this. But my idea is you only have a limited amount of dailies you can do a day, you know, before they become redundant. It's not necessary to, you know, reset OV dungeons and do all of that and be really efficient one day, when the whole purpose of OV is do 5 dungeons a day, and that's when you actually get drops. When you get strong enough, you know, I'm not there yet because I'm working on it, but when you get strong enough, you're, instead of doing the ancient dungeons, you're going to be doing econ dungeons instead. So this kind of daily idea thing doesn't ever end. So you know, doing hells whenever you get free time. That's kind of what your FP is used for now. Is whenever you get a chance, just start doing hells. Because what else are you going to use FP for? So FP is used for hells, but only start doing hells, I mean, when you've already done all your dailies, which that in and of itself takes FP. So it's kind of the course of action. You kind of make short work of. What's your name? Did I effing do the hell mode? I don't know if I had to have done the hell mode, right? That'd have been dumb as hell. Okay, guys, we're gonna finish off. Like I said, we just completed the 4 Metro Center quest, and I literally need 1 more purification zone. So let me go ahead and go into Bloody Lane. This is not recommended. I do not recommend farming the guild access, or sorry, not guild accessories, the fish accessories by farming Bloody Lane. Bloody Lane is not an efficient dungeon for purification stones. If you are desperate and you only need a couple, then like right now, I guess go for it. But the idea is just do the daily, right? Because, you know, you still, even if you got the accessories, you still need to wait on the, you know, legendary accessory or legendary set itself. So you need some time anyway. So it's no use trying to rush getting this set. It's kind of inefficient use of your time to do that. Just use whatever days, extra days that you need to get this set, because you'll get this set, fish set, before you finish your ancient legendary set. So, boom. There you go, getting a few purification stones. That only took 45 seconds. That was actually incredibly fast. Look at my speed, yo. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and, since we have enough, it costs 400 for a legendary accessory, so I'm gonna go ahead and get one right now at Hunter Von. And I really like the armlet, but since our armlet is gonna be this armlet, we're gonna go ahead and get the ring. And we'll go ahead and start equipping that, which I think is better than the set effect it gives anyway. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was just some of the dailies that you can do in your character. Go ahead and redeem this. Make sure you redeem everything. Now, I basically covered everything that I do at reset with this character, but like I said, you know, this can expand once you're done getting your legendary set, and you're not sitting here in like half legendary, half paladin kind of weirdness. You can get yourself prepared for Econ, and Econ will be the daily that you do instead. So this game is focused entirely around dailies, but before that, you better hope that you actually completed finishing your swap set. For instance, the other day, when I was done with all of these dailies, I actually went and farmed my high-tech ring, which is a big FP sink, but after you use that FP, you'll have a tech ring, which increases your skill level by 1 on your buff skill. It's the same reason that you're farming Sea God, because you're going to get another piece of gear that can give you another level. Maybe, I mean, I did this on another character and transferred it. Another daily you can do is Forgotten Lands for sub-equipment that could give you +1 to your skill. In this case, it did. A level 30 skill gets buffed up by this Quartz Spirit, but that's another daily that occurs here in Underfoot. Joy Pharrell. Forgotten Lands equipment? Yeah, this Ruby Spirit purchased by the Metastatic Crystals, that's what they're called. Yeah, you might have one for one of your skills, in which case, you know, if you have a level 30 skill, you actually, or 35 buff skill, you can actually pick them up here. But you need a lot of iridescence, so maybe start farming that, make that another daily that you work towards, or at least on one of your characters, if not this one, to get, so that you can actually, you know, have a swap skill on your sub-equipment. You know, maybe it's one thing I haven't done. Maybe you start working towards getting your Halidom top, which in this case I think is level 55. Work towards getting your Halidom top, which gives you yet another top skill into Faithful. And then get all the rest of the pieces that aren't +1 onto these skills. Get those as your Chronicle swap set. Also work on getting a Tainted swap set for all the extra pieces that are not any of the above that I just mentioned. So there's a lot to go over, guys. I'm not going to go over it in this guide, but it's just something, you know, use your FP wisely. Sign into your character and have a plan. Obviously, my plan is Gracia, this accessory, fish set, swap set, get those done ASAP so I can start doing hells as I'm going to be doing now. I'm just going to go back and start doing hells, but you know, in the meantime, after I'm done with all those, start doing hells. Maybe I get a really nice off epic so I can, you know, complement my Gracia set a little bit better or something like that. Maybe I get a 3-piece epic set, which is heavily possible, honestly. Getting a 3-piece heavy a 3-piece set is not outside the realm of possibilities with these new 90 epics. Are really, I'd say it's pretty simple to get. I've already 1 out of 3 on a lot of these epic sets, so, and that's a character I just made like a couple days ago, so that could happen, in which case that might change everybody's plans, you know. So, you know, do this on the side, but then also try to farm the more consistent stuff beforehand, before you start dumping all your FP into hells and stuff. Farm all the consistent stuff first. Get your swap set, get your legendary set, and then you can start working about doing hells on the side. It's not a guaranteed thing, but you might get some nice, you know, maybe you get a better epic weapon, maybe you get a accessory, something that boosts your damage a lot, but that only is to complement the legendary sets that you're getting first. So anyway, guys, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. There was a little bit of a rundown of what I'm doing on all my characters right now. Make sure to play it at least right now, because it's a really nice time to do so with all of these Christmas bonuses and all that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you nights later.